back, people, to PBA TV. Hello Draft League fans, we are back with the finals of the PBA. Borussia Donphan versus the Townsville Tyranitars. Coach Lars versus Coach Razor. Me and of course my commentator FranC right here are here to watch this spectacle of a Draft League match, and we are hyped on how it's gonna go. But how are you feeling, FranC? How are you? What's your prediction? What are you thinking about this match?
Hello Lars, glad to be here like in the first episode with the first draft. I'm excited. I can't wait to see how far away this will go. We have a lot of starts this season and I'm hoping to see what kind of tricks here fans of the Borussia Donphan might go for. Or we will be able to see today. This is gonna be... I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
It's an exciting time to be a Draft League fan, and yeah, all the people looked forward to this matchup right here. PBA was going for a long time, one of the first leagues in this new gen, and now we have the first finals of this new gen. So exciting time, but wait a moment, what we got here? Okay, wait, it seems we have some live footage from the locker room of the Borussia Donphan. So yeah, let's just switch to that and hear what Coach Lars has to say.
Okay people, here we are, the finals, the last game of the Pokemon Battle Association first season, and if we win this match, my dear folks, we are the champions. The Borussia Donphan will have the crown, and this is what we all have gathered here for at the beginning of the season, and we fought our way through, and now it's finally time to get it in our hands. Just one last win. We won so much, we lost twice, just one more win and we will be there. The only one standing our way is Razor Claw and his Townsville Tyranitars, another team which won a lot, lost few, and is now at the precipice at potentially getting the championship crown of this early Gen 9 league, and yeah, standing our way. So we will have to feed them, but it will not be easy, let me tell you that. But that's what we trained for this last week, this whole season. We trained for exactly this moment, this one match standing our way. So let's get it and let's go one last time over the strategy for this match of the PBA. So the Townsville Tyranitars, like I already mentioned, a team which battled a lot of strong opponents to end up here just as we did, and they did it with a strong team as well. They have the Iron Thread, they have the Meowscarada, Hatterene, Pelipper, Frostlass, Goodra, Toxicroak, Electros, Talonflame, Floatzel, Gastrodon, Vigoroth. They do have the Rain together with, of course, Terra Floatzel, which can go to Terra Water, making the Wave Crush immensely powerful. And then Terra Hatterene, for example, as well, which can get into a Fairy or Water type to make it more difficult to take down with the pure water typing, of course, and then just Calm Mind draining his shenanigans, and Frostlass being a Terra Mon as well, but mainly the Floatzel and the Hatterene are the problematic ones. And the team he has, he doesn't even have to bring Rain. That's one of the strengths of the draft he had throughout the season, that he has a strong Rain core and stuff, like, of course, with Pelipper and Floatzel. Gastrodon likes the Rain, Goodra likes the Rain, Toxicroak likes the Rain, but a lot of mons which don't care about the Rain, which are strong on its own, be it the Treads, be it the Meowscarada, be it the Hatterene. Goodra works without Rain as well, so Talonflame likes the Rain with Hurricane, doesn't need the Rain, can do other stuff as well. So that flexibility is what brought him here, and that flexibility is what we have to deal with. So yeah, let's go over our strategy. The first one we will bring as our 6 for this final match is you, Paul, with the Punching Glove, bulky set with bulk up, Rival Blessing of course as well, since that's just way too useful to not use, and the Iron Fist Thunder Punch Mark Punch combo. You are one of our late game sweepers in this game, because with Thunder Punch and Mark Punch you can deal a lot of damage to a lot of his mons, but sadly you do need some key damage on some of his mons. Mainly the Gastrodon, which needs to be gone, which we have a lot of tools for later on in the game. We could have Seed Bomb on you, we decided against it because the utility of Revival Blessing is just way too good. And of course the Goodra, which the best thing you can hit it that with is the Mark Punch, and yeah, Goodra is pretty bulky. But other than that, Punching Glove, Iron Fist boosted, Thunder Punch and Mark Punch is pretty nice with this team. We don't need to be that fast, since the mons which are faster than us, mainly the Iron Treads, the Meowscarada, stuff like that, we want to hit with the Mark Punch either way. so rather more bulky. We have enough split def bulk that we can take a Draco from a max special attack model Scizor, for example, and then go for a late game Mark Punch sweep after a few bulk ups. And the rest of attacking are mainly physical. With the Punching Glove, we don't have to worry about touching the Talonflame, which most likely will be Flame Buddy, so we don't get burnt by that. We are protected with that with our punching move, and yeah, Thunder Punch, Mark Punch are only attacking moves which are punching moves. We are fine in that regard. And then enough speed to speed creep stuff like the Toxic Croak shenanigans, like mons which are slower but could have speed investment for some of our mons. We can still hit them with a strong stab, Punching Glove, Iron Fist boosted Thunder Punch. But yeah, that's your job, Paul. Early game, mid game, better said, you'll use Survival Blessing to get our mons back, and then late game you get one bulk up, maybe two, and then potentially sweep through the team with the priority Mark Punch. That's the idea. And yeah, next up, another priority mon. We got you, Blueberry, with the Play Rough, Aqua Jet, Trailblaze, and substitutes, and the leftovers, a more bulky variant, since this is one of our water resists, which of course you want to bring versus a rain team. Water boosted Aqua Jet, of course, very strong versus Team Play Rough, and Water is just very good. His only fairy resists. Don't like taking water moves. Beat the Iron Treads, beat the Talonflame. They both hate water moves. They're both, of course, fast, so that's why we have the Aqua Jet. And then Trailblaze, like I said, because we need stuff to kill the Gastrodon. Because, Paul, you can't do it. That's why, for example, the Blueberry here, you have the Trailblaze. You can Oko the Gastron. Then after a +1 speed boost, you are faster than, for example, a no speed Gudra, stuff like that. You can hit with Play Rough, and shenanigans go from there. That's where speed potential comes in. And then with the substitutes, because it's so troublesome for him to switch into that, and we have to decide, like, do we want to go for fairy move, do we want to go for water move, depending on the move he has good switch-ins. We might get a substitute here and there, that's why we have leftovers. Well, I was sure I wanted leftovers since I want longevity on you as one of our water resists, and with leftover substitute just came naturally, since, yeah, if he doesn't want to lose a key mon, we might get a substitute up and actually kill 2 mons with you, just because he wanted to save something important, and that utility is just very nice. That's why I have the substitute on you, Blueberry, as well. Most of the time we are going to click Play Rough and the Aqua Jet Trailblaze, like I said, mainly only there for the Gastrodon. The rest we hit our stab moves. And then next up, Fizz, Def, Big Oil, Arboliva. You are going to be here with Hyper Voice, Giga Drain, Protect, Leech Seed, Seed Sower, and of course the Fizz Def investment. You are our best check to, one of our good checks to his water moves, and of course Alistair as well, for example like the Meowscarada. Barring it's Bandit, you can take all the hits. U-turn of course with stab, since that's what it will get. Let's go for U-turn. Will do a lot of damage, but especially if the Grassy Terrain is up and we have leftovers, and with Protect we have enough recovery to keep on taking your hits. Leech recovery helps that as well. Giga Drain recovery helps with that as well, and Hyper Voice is just overall a good strong stab with the team. Dazzling Gleam could have been nice for stuff like Gudra. Earth Power could have been nice for stuff like Iron Treads, but overall Hyper Voice is just the safe option to click, since he doesn't have good resists to that, and since we are Fizz Def, we should be able to deal with Iron Treads as well. Earthquake will of course be weakened if the Grassy Terrain is up, which helps a lot of our mons beat the Power mod we already saw at the beginning. And yeah, you are our Fizz Def mon of choice. Of course, he has decent Spit Def still as well, depending on if he has some weaker special attackers. You could switch into that, but mainly you're there to set up the Grassy Terrain, be a nuisance to the opponent, do good damage with Hyper Voice, and then keep on recovering with the passive recovery with leftovers, Grassy Terrain, Leech Seed, Giga Drain, and of course the Protect to potentially stall some rain turns in the game as well, so we can sit out the rain and go to town with our other mons. That is your job gonna be, Big Oil. Next up we got you, Def. Of course we know they have the rain, so your fire moves are going to be not as strong. Of course you do have secondary stab and Dark Pulse as well, which we are most likely going to spam throughout the match, because his Dark Pulse switch-ins are not that great. His resist to Dark Pulse he has the Meowscarada, very frail, even in rain dies to fire moves, or for example the Toxic Croak, which if it has dry skin because of the rain it will die to fire moves as well, don't even need the Psychic. And yeah, that's basically it. The rest we can just spam Dark Pulse against. We still have the fire moves and Flamethrower and Overheat, because of course rain is not going to be there the whole time, and maybe the rain doesn't even come. Like I said, his team has the option for that, still can be strong without rain. And yeah, on that we do have the Choice Scarf on you, so we are faster than the majority of the team, if not the whole team, if he doesn't bring a Scarfer. And then as last move, Ruination, because I'm expecting most likely that the rain is going to come, and your check is going to be a very Spit Def or even Assault Vested Gudra, And yeah, to do damage with that Ruination, just doing 50% initially, especially if it's Assault Vest and can't recover, that 50% is going to be going a long way, especially for mons like our Palmart, which I already mentioned, needs the damage on Gudra, so it is in Mark Punch range and can sweep from there. And yeah, that is Chiyu for you. Probably going to use you similarly to the semifinals match. Going to use you early on, just spam Dark Pulse, Dark Pulse, Dark Pulse. Maybe get a flinch here and there, do a lot of damage to this team. Then at some point you will die, then Revival Blessing you back, and then once again we are at Dark Pulse, Dark Pulse, Dark Pulse, eventually die. That's going to be the strategy with you, which we used in the semifinals. Probably should have used early on this season, but Revival Blessing never really worked as great for me in the season. I never really used it that far, but in the playoffs so far, Revival Blessing was such a vital tool in getting us here. So yeah, once again, our strategy for the finals as well. Then next up, of course, if we face a rain team, we need to bring our Water Absorb mons. So Flop, you're gonna hit the field as well with, like I mentioned, Water Absorb already, Black Sludge, Stomping Tantrum, Toxic, Spikes, and Recover. Mainly Spit Death with a good amount of Fist Death as well. But you are our first switch into the Gudra. We are not too hit KO'd by Draco Meteor from the Gudra. Of course, it can surf us. The best thing it can really hit us with is the Ice Beam, and for that to do a considerable amount of damage, it would need to be choice specs, and that's good news for us. That means it's not a good check to Chiyu. It's not a dynamic recovery, so we can still wear it down to do our plan with Paul. And then Spikes, because it hits the whole team for the best, barring stuff like the Electros and the Pelipper, but mainly the Treads, which otherwise would get a lot of chip damage with Stealth Rock, and the Gudra and the Gastrodon. Mons we need chip on to sweep with Paul. We hit better with Spikes. That's why we decide to go with Spikes on Stealth Rock and then just Recover and Toxic. Toxic on Flop, I rarely use you because it's so obvious, and just a well-timed substitute can ruin our plans on a Toxic. That's why I'm always hesitant to use it, but it is the best move you have to hit. All the flyers he has, be it the Electros, be it the Talonflame, stuff like that, which one maybe want to switch on a Stomping Tantrum or Earthquake. Of course we have Stomping Tantrum since we bring the Grassy Terrain. And yeah, maybe on a switch we can catch them, then we can't substitute yet, they can't taunt yet, and we can still hit them with a Toxic. That's the plan with the U, Flop. And then last but definitely not least, our MVP so far in this season, Handyman, the Scizor. You're once again here with the Substitute Sword Stance, Bullet Punch, Trailblaze as well, and the Thief and the Terra Fire. And Heavy Duty Boots as item, especially since I plan to Terra Fire you pretty early, depending on what he brings, because that way we don't have to worry about Talonflame. Talonflame gets set up fodder for us, and we don't have to worry about potentially getting burned from the Flame Body if we are Fire type ourselves. We can just keep spamming Bullet Punch, Trailblaze, Thief versus team. After Thief we can steal the item of course, but after Trailblaze we get good speed, so we can outspeed one of the faster than Scizor, but slower than his fast mons. And yeah, you are our secondary win condition. If Paul should not work out throughout the game, Scizor, you're gonna become in, Terrafire up, Sword stands it up, and yeah, this initial switch in will most likely be the Talonflame. And yeah, then we can potentially get to +4 even, and depending on how chipped the team is, that's just all we need to sweep the team. With Grassy Terrain up, even the Treads can't really deal with us. Even if we are Fire type and weak to ground, that's why the terrain is extra useful. It helps, like I mentioned, it helped Paul already, it helps our Def, it helps our Flop. Grassy Terrain just very essential for our mons, so we do take the hits well. But yeah, that's the whole lineup. Paul, Blueberry, Big Oil, Def, Flop, Handyman. You are the 6 I decided to go with here in the finals and get the championship. So let's get out on the field, let's show the people what we can do. Let's do it one last time. Borussia Donphan on 3. 1, 2, 3. Borussia Donphan.
We are back. So yeah, what do you think about the team that Coach Lars prepared here? Do you think he has a shot?
I do, and I think the coach has prepared the team for rain, as you have to against a half rain team. You always got to be protected for that. I think he brought pretty solid defensive options with that extra recovery on Arboliva, with the water resists or water immunity Clodsire, and of course the Azumarill, all of them or most of them with grass moves as well to kind of deal with that annoying pesky Gastrodon. And Gastrodon is a very dangerous player, it's been known. And I think I already got my money on Azumarill with that substitute set that could do some damage to the opposing teams, especially since that, you know, it doesn't have that much resistance, it seemed, to Fairy, and its resistance are also weak to water. That could be boosted potentially by that rain of the opponent. So
Yeah,
I think I'm putting my money a little bit on that Azumarill. I have a feeling.
Azuma is looking pretty good in this matchup for sure, but of course we only saw now the locker room of the Borussia Donphan. The Townsville Tyranitars locker room sadly still locked for us, so we can't really tell what the strategy of Coach Razor is going to be in this match. But yeah, not much time to wait for that, because as I'm here right now, the players are heading to the field. So let's switch to the battle and yeah, see what the people have to bring.
Let's see the teams. Let's see the teams today.
Okay, here we are. Borussia Donphan are the first on the field. Already looking confident. And here we are. Here Razor's team, as you can see. Oh, the Talonflame, Iron Threads, Gastrodon, Electros, Meowscarada, Goodra. No rain, actually.
No rain. But that, it fits under the mental games. You always have to prepare for the rain, even though you don't bring it. So, Lars already looking with a pretty early check from the opponent, Razor here. And he did bring that Gastrodon in the end.
Yeah, the Gastrodon will be probably a big nuisance for the team, depending on what set it is. But no rain, definitely a big surprise. But yeah, lead matchups. I don't really know what we can expect here to hit the field first, to trade the first punches. As it seems, Coach Lars seems to favor his Arboliva.
I think Arboliva is just getting out of the field, the first one. I can already see it a little bit.
I mean,
and we'll see.
It does work out with some stuff, but like if Talonflame is now in the lead, that can be a troublesome start right away.
Yeah, without rain though, we may see Chi-Yu performing better than expected this season. I've been informed that he was a very expensive player and he did very well, but he kind of just did just enough, right? So we'll see if in this match he can redeem itself now that rain's not around. But there's Goodra and Gastrodon around. So look at that. Meowscarada is the first one against Arboliva. The grass types one against each other.
Let's see who has the upper hand on that. First move, first blood. Who's going to draw it first? What do we see as the move for the Borussia Donphan? Coach Lars thinking a little bit here. Because it just clicks right away Hyper Voice. It seems to be, yeah, with only Iron Threads as the normal resist, that seems to be a rather safe call at the beginning.
Yep, just a Hyper Voice to test the waters, to test the tactics of the opposing coach and team. I guess it's a worthy risk of a powerful Hyper Voice to take a potential knockoff and losing the recovery, since Arboliva is packing the lead sheet. I guess he can recover anyways, plus the grassy terrain. And look at that. The tech brick break. Does a lot of damage.
Oof, yeah, that's a strong, like I said, that's a strong Meowscarada, especially now with stab brick break. But how much is the Hyper Voice doing in return? Ooh, critical hit right from the start. Dang, that's a lucky break for the Borussia Donphan here, getting the grid right away. But of course Meowscarada still looking threatening here.
Quite a start to the match. A critical hit. Arboliva's been training in the gym pretty strongly, I've been told, and we could see the results already of that training with that defensive investment and also that critical hit. Wow.
Yeah, Meowscarada just hanging barely onto life. It seems Coach Lars just going for a protect right here to get some safe recovery to lift the next big break, which most likely will be coming. But yeah, showing his hand rather early with the protect. So
he could go for U-turn as well, since it's probably or almost a kill pretty close. But no, goes again for the brick break and did not expect the protect, and no switch either. So I think traders are playing pretty much quite safe at this point, right? Testing each other.
Yeah, that's
always looking to see how this will go.
Always a sign of a veteran coach to play more safe at the beginning. And then after all the information is gathered, then we can start seeing some plays most likely.
I think I'm hearing a Giga Drain play, perhaps. It's certainly thinking about it. It must kill Meowscarada at that point of HP with the grassy terrain, and it can work in a potential switch-in. Meowscarada is always very scary. With the grassy terrain and now keeping it is not a bad idea. It can get recovered later on. So let's see what play we'll be facing now. It's starting quite intense, but safe at the same time.
Yeah, with the Giga Drain,
It can
definitely, Meowscarada definitely in kill range. He does preserve it, like, since it lost its grass typing, Giga Drain for sure was a kill there. And we do see the Goodra coming in. Oh, is it the... Could it be?
Sapsipper?
Could it be Sapsipper? It is Sapsipper! Oh, good prediction on Coach Razor here, predicting the grass move, not the Hyper Voice, and having a
very nice preparation.
very easy switch into his Goodra there.
Plus. Goodra has been known for that special defensive tankiness, so Hyper Voice, even if Coach Lars went for it, I would, with the grassy terrain too, it would have done almost no damage. And switching into Goodra, it's just, especially when you don't know set, it's a pain in the ass. How to say it?
Is it
more clear?
Is it physical? Is it special? Still no way to tell here. Sapsipper is run on special mons as well, but if it's physical and has a physical move at +1 right now, that can be very troublesome. So we
very dangerous with large amounts of different coverage. It's not easy to think what to do here.
Okay, seems Coach Razor decides for the Clodsire and switch on the Sludge Bomb. Okay, so Coach Razor definitely predicting the Azumarill there. So good thing that thing didn't hit the field and we see Clodsire instead.
Clodsire tanking it no problem. His defensive training seems to be working very nicely. Well done, well done.
Okay, save Toxic from Coach Lars' side. Let's see if Iron Treads hits maybe the field. He might be Iron Treads if he expects hazards or an Earthquake, which is weakened in grassy terrain. Treads could be the switch in here, so rather risky Toxic if you think about it, but let's see if it plays out or if he gets punished by that.
Yes indeed, Toxic is just normally a pretty good play, but he does preserve Goodra, doesn't want anything to do with that, and perhaps, oh, look at that, the Gastrodon's coming in. A Toxic on Gastrodon is wonderful. This is magnificent.
That's a dream come true. You always want to see that Snail Toxic, otherwise it's going to stay on the field for way too long. So yeah, all the Borussia Donphan fans are obviously pretty happy to see that right now. And yeah, this Snail is not going to last forever.
You always want to get this kind of monster Toxic, let me tell you. It seems like Gastrodon's been drinking a bit too much last night. Look at him.
Yeah, getting into the Toxic.
Let's see how this is going to keep going. A switch directly for Lars.
Yeah, Clodsire probably not being able to do much with Gastrodon at that amount. And we see a spike. So first hazards go up on the Borussia Donphan side. So now the switches are going to get more difficult. We will see how he can dance around that.
Heavy pressure here. Heavy pressure on GU. Heavy pressure on pretty much everyone. But, you know, the frailest Pokemons are the ones that, if it sets up Robs in the future as well, the pressure is going to be real. So the tankiness of Lars' team is going to get affected here.
Did I see that right here? Did Coach Lars just pull the double into his Azumarill right away?
He's calling for him, yep. He's calling for him.
Is he? Oh yeah, true. The Sapsipper Goodra probably. Okay, he's calling. He's hard calling the Goodra right here, trying to make an offensive switch, doubling right away into Azumarill. Let's hope it works out for him, because so far the pressure is definitely more on his side of the match, even though the Meowscarada is rather low. But other than that, with the spike on the field, something needs to happen here, I think.
In this region, water is not as hot in other regions, and it's well known that the Scald move is not learned by the Pokemon living in Paldea. So the switching into Azumarill is not as risky as it used to be in previous seasons. No Scald, no Burn. We'll see what the Gastrodon's gonna do now. A double switch after the spikes. Oh dear. And the Goodra has come in as Coach Lars predicted. Look at that. Look at that. How could that be?
Yeah, as we already analyzed in the beginning, the Azumarill is a big problem for our opponent's team, not being able to switch into water or fairy moves at the same time. So yeah, pretty great double right here that worked out. So now the pressure is definitely on Coach Razor to deal with this Azumarill.
100%. Switching into a play rough from Azumarill is not easy, but the play has been done pretty fast. Doshi has an answer. That's the Gastrodon coming. But Gastrodon, I don't think he can do much against the substitute. Oh my god, that is not a switch. Look at that. That's a lot of damage. Even with the rocky helmet, he was expecting it, but Azumarill is packing the leftovers just to negate that. So the prep is being fantastic. Tell Coach Lars that this is being amazing so far. And as we've told you, unless Gastrodon's got a poison move like Sludge Bomb, I think a substitute is a fantastic play that should see no consequences, because we only seen spikes. So 1 layer of spikes is a free substitute. Is Lars gonna take the kill though? He seems like he's thinking about it.
Yeah, getting the kill in a speed boost or getting a substitute. Very important point. It seems he wants to go for the kill, goes for the Trailblaze to go for the kill on Grassadon, and raises his speed, foregoing the potential substitute depending on what Grassadon wants to do here. But yeah, now we have a speedy Azumarill, which, like I mentioned, is a problem for the team. So, but of course, +1 Azumarill, Coach Razor definitely still has mons which are faster than that.
Yeah, it's not the fastest one, but still nothing to ignore, that's for sure. Well, this is looking like quite a threat. Plus it has potentially fast substitutes as well to scout. And the opponent obviously does not know, Razor does not know at all, that this Azumarill is indeed packing that substitute.
Yeah.
It's still a secret for him.
Still
so
maybe
a fast substitute could do good work as well.
Still maybe a hidden technique for the Borussia Donphan later on the game, but yeah, they actually draw first blood, so now the score is 6-5 in Coach Lars's favor. Of course, now the free switch though, but yeah, Coach Razor seems to think a lot here, so this Azumarill is proving to be problematic, and we do see Meowscarada with very low HP. Can this one actually still take an Aqua Jet from here?
Oh, I see Coach Lars taking out the calculator here. I could see him just thinking if that Aqua Jet is going to actually prove the kill. I think it should be in range, in my opinion, but you never know the investment that our opponent can be bringing. It seems like it could be a pretty good switch into Scizor as Lars is looking at, but I would go for Aqua Jet in this scenario. But since I think the idea of the opponent actually bringing Meowscarada on this kind of just lets you know that he's prepared for this.
Yeah, it seems Coach Razor had the preparation for this Aqua Jet right here, so I think it's a safe move to switch out right here, and we see Thunder Punch actually. So
look at that.
So it seems Coach Razor was confident in living this Aqua Jet. So Parasol on the Arboliva.
Seems like it has hit Arboliva in the leg, and he can't move as fast now. Look at him. Might not be able to make the move next turn because of that paralyzation. I guess it is not as crucial as the crit. I guess we'll see it before from Hyper Voice, so we can see that Arboliva and Meowscarada are having a pretty intense duel here, right? The crit, the paralyzation.
They definitely don't like each other in this 1v1 matchup. And we do see Lars putting the double right away again into Clodsire. Is he predicting the Goodra again?
Look at that, there it is.
Once again Goodra, but now not the Azumarill matchup, now we have the Clodsire matchup. Why do you think would Lars go into Clodsire here, not Azumarill again?
That's interesting. Is he trying to spread the toxic? Let's see that set. Let's see that set once again that's bringing. It might be a good opportunity to set up spikes as well. But he brought the stomping tantrum. Not Earthquake with that rain, obviously. Well done, since it's not caught. And this will do good damage to Goodra. We can see other moves from Goodra as well, if he goes for it. It feels like either spikes could be a good idea, but there it is. Ice Beam does absolutely no damage. Yes. Absolutely no damage. Spreading hits.
Doing little damage to the Goodra. I think if I am Coach Lars' shoes right here, I think he might have tried to catch the Iron Threads right here, since he did already show the Toxic. And Grassy Terrain is once again up, so last time we were already thinking about the Iron Threads might be switching to the Clodsire as long as Grassy Terrain is up. So I think he tried to catch it there, but now he seems the Goodra wants to stay in, so yeah. Is he fishing for a freeze right here? Because this Ice Beam is not doing any damage.
That is a risky play, and Coach Lars is going to show him that he is in the advantage in this exchange, with free spikes also now limiting the switch-ins of Coach Razor. Very intense trade of hits here. We all know that Florp can recover himself, and now that he does know that Iron Thread's coming, it's just easy spikes, and he's trying to wicked it. And there's the Toxic on Goodra as well.
So yeah, wow. Now he definitely can't win this 1v1 barring he gets the freeze. But yeah, Razor seems not liking the performance of Goodra so far and just kind of throwing it away versus Clodsire. Is the damage on Clodsire worth it? What do you think his secret strategy of Razor could be, that the Goodra would be worth so little damage on Clodsire potentially?
Maybe he's planning something with a different companion of the team to come back and have that HP as low as possible. on that Clodsire. It seems like Clodsire is being quite the pain for Coach Razor to deal with at this moment. It feels like it's trying to kill it before him being able to recover, but there it is. The recover has been revealed. Not that much of a surprise though. It's a pretty stable trick that player Clodsire has been doing in his career in different places. And there it is, the recover. Damage racking up on Gudra. Spikes racking up on Razor's side. This is not an exchange he wants to be in. I think we're gonna see a switch at this point. No, it still insists on that.
Okay,
the freeze idea is real.
Yeah, I think that might be the case because he saw oh, a berry on Gudra? What is it? What do we see? Something boosted? It is a citrus
Gudra
berry.
is eating. I see.
Okay.
So this is probably one of the reasons we see Gudra taking damage. He knew that there's a little bit of recovery there.
Yeah, brought a hidden snack in his pocket on the field. Right here, recovering some HP, but still not looking too good in this 1v1 matchup. And now we see the switch actually. Okay.
On the passive recover turn, it feels like, it was the move to go for recover, so he can take up the advantage by going into Talonflame, which can't get hit by the grab move, but it still can get toxic. I don't remember if in this region birds can defog stuff away, Talonflame especially. I don't know if we have that information.
Let me check real quick if the Talonflame this generation knows the defog, and it seems it could defog right here. But is it worth it getting the toxic on the Talonflame? What kind of trick are you playing here, Coach Razor? What is this Talonflame doing versus Clodsire? Because I don't
substitute could be quite dangerous in this moment.
From Coach Lars, predicting like some kind of shenanigan move it seems from Coach Razor, because no attacking move is hitting the Clodsire.
And there it is, the taunt.
Okay.
I thought it would have shot down Clodsire fantastically, so that's how it is. But now, switching into Chiyu. Not an easy task. It usually gets one of the goals at each match. It's not an easy task, especially now that Gudra is injured.
Yeah, Gudra being at half toxic with the spike up, it's not sure like how well this can still take a Dark Pulse. This Chiyu looking like a huge threat to the opposing team, with the Choice Scarf being faster than potentially everything barring an opposing Choice Scarfer. But no Mon we saw so far seem to have that item.
We get the switch in faster than I was expecting. Maybe Gastrodon could be the idea, and there it is, the Gudra. Now Gastrodon.
Yeah, I think Gastrodon already died earlier on versus the Azumarill, so that couldn't.
It is true. It is true. I did forget about it, but as we said, no switches.
Yeah, this is now the score is already at 6 for the Borussia Donphan. 2 Mons dead on Coach Razor's side. Everything's still alive for the Borussia Donphan. This game seems to have taken a turn quite for the Borussia Donphan and against Coach Razor.
Fantastic work from team player Clodsire today. Those spikes, those toxic spreading, it's been very painful for Razor's team. It let it happen, I think, way too early.
Yeah, if we remember, the strategy of the Borussia Donphan in the locker room, which they talked about, was weakening the Gudra and weakening the Gastrodon so Palmot can sweep potentially. Now that these 2 Mons are gone, do we see Palmot hitting the field right now, or very soon? Going for the bulk up strategy, maybe.
Palmot is doing some exercise at the side for the time being, and I think that the time to shine, since the defenses are weakened, is getting closer. It's getting closer now. Getting a free switch into it might be a different story here. And the previously revealed fighting move, it's still a threat now, especially since Chiyu's locked, as most times is, into the dark type buff. So just about to find the correct switch in now. And let's see what Razor's got. Is he gonna go for the fighting type move, or is he gonna reveal any different move now that he knows that Chiyu will switch?
Yeah, but we got one important information, I think, through that. He already knew that the Chiyu was faster than the Talonflame, so Coach Razor should know that this is a Scarfmon. So the only way that Miosgrada actually lives the Dark Pulse and can revenge kill him is if he is Choice Scarf as well.
Aha! And there it is. there is. He did not expect the Clodsire, which is playing so well today, I must say. Playing very well. And indeed, the idea of the Muscarada being scuffed, it's been quite real since that safe play. We'll see. Clodsire has free reign to still do more damage, support damage to the opposing teams. Nothing can really switch it to ground right now. Well, with plus the spike, plus the toxic, only the Talonflame. But Talonflame, you know, we've seen that there's switches for it.
Yeah, once Talonflame gets caught by toxic, I don't know if anything on Razor's team can beat down this Clodsire fast enough.
Yeah, so switching into Clodsire with Talonflame. Talonflame is the way to deal with it, but not the Pokemon to switch into it.
Yeah, and we
Very
do
scary.
see the third kill for the Borussia Donphan. Score now in 6-3. The noose is getting tighter and tighter around Razor's neck. He has to come up with something, because as it's looking right now, this might just be a big win in the finals of the PBA.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic for Lars' team, and very threatening for Razor's team, that's for sure. We'll see what can he do now. I think the free switch into Talonflame has been earned with the sacrifice of Muscarada, and there we have it. But now is he going to predict once again the switch in? Is he going to... The mind games are now real.
Yeah. What do we see? See another taunt on the Toxic, potentially? Do we see another switch into Chiyu on the potential taunt? What is happening here? Do you see Coach Lars thinking about Toxicing? And thinking about switching to Chiyu again. So yeah, like you mentioned, the mind games are real right here. What is... Like how much damage will this Talonflame kill the Chiyu on a switch? If it's offensive, most likely yes, I want to say. But it could be defensive.
Yeah, Chiyu's
as well,
not that tanky.
trying for a deal with the Scizor. So, but you see the double right here. So okay, now let's see how it works out. This 50-50
There it is.
Here. Taking another round of spikes.
Yes, these spikes are hurting Chiyu quite a bit.
And we do see the Brave Bird calling the switch out into Chiyu, but Chiyu hanging on with only 8 HP. What is going on right here?
Look at that. Now Chiyu's got free reign to keep doing damage, but with not... it's the last stand for Chiyu right now. A switch in might mean its death. So either he will be preserved as a sacrifice future run, or this will be his last stand, spamming the Dark Bolt move until its end.
Yeah, this Chiyu most likely just using the remaining time to do as much damage as possible to the opposing team with the Dark Bolts. No resist is left, only Talonflame, Electros and the Iron Treads are there. And none of these three like taking a Dark Bolts from a Chiyu.
Nope, not at all. Seems like the fact that Trader Razor here is taking some time to think about it, it's pretty indicative of the situation he's been himself put in. Nice pressure from Clodsire and Coach Lars today though, and yep, Talonflame stays in and
is gone.
Destroyed. God. No switch-ins, it's what we said.
Yeah, the defensive pressure of Clodsire and the offensive pressure of Chiyu are both dismantling the Townsville Tyranitars right now. Only 2 months left, while Coach Lars still has all 6 of his.
Yeah, and in good shape as well. This is a surprising final so far. Gotta say, Coach Lars, it's doing well. It's doing well. He came very prepared for this one. What is a still long thought place from Coach Razor?
Fans of the Townsville Tyranitars are now on edge to see how Coach Razor can potentially come out of this again. Only 2 months left, Electros and the Treads, both still at max HP and both still with no move shown, so still secret what they might be up to. But with 6 months still left, it's definitely going to be difficult. And we see Electros hitting the field.
Depending on the sets, might be able to take just one. But losing that much of HP with so little team members is the only thing Razor can do at the moment, I feel. I think like Coach Lars, I didn't see it correctly, but I think he called again for the same strategy since, as we've said, it's its last stand.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to be kept as sacrifice for the team.
By the way, we don't have to forget, we already saw in the locker room that Lars still has the secret revival technique in the bag, so this might actually not be the last stand of Chiyu.
That is very true. new moves from these new teams in this region. They kept surprising us with surprising techniques that some may consider unfair, but others top quality. We'll see what happens. So it is well known. It is well known in this region that Revival Blessing might actually bring a partner fallen back to battle.
Okay, we do see the Dark Force connecting, doing a bunch of damage. No flinch and the Thunder Punch to kill the fish. So first blood for the Townsville Tyranitars. Took them a while, but finally they have one Mon down. But it seems he goes into the Revival Mon. It might not be first blood at all, and maybe he's back at facing 6 months very soon.
As we pretty much anticipated, though, there it is. There is the Revival Blessing. Even as well, a ball cup would have been as threatening too. So there was plenty of opportunities to do different stuff. But at this point, it's looking pretty bad for Razor. There's only one thing worse than facing Chiyu. It's facing 2 Chiyus.
Yeah.
So.
That is right, that is right. Now with Mark Punt, this Electros should be Mark Punt. Did a lot of damage to Stomping Tantrum, but of course is slower than the GU. And now we have Treads left versus 6 Mons of the Borussia Donphan. What kind of set could this Treads be to still pull out the win right here?
Treads can be a very scary Mon. We'll not forget about that. It has ways to boost its speed. It has ways to... Oh, there it is.
There we go.
What boost her energy.
His speed. Okay, so actually reviving the Chiyu actually seems to be not really doing anything, because with the speed boost, this thing is probably faster than the Choice Scarf Fish.
He also has got access to set up speed with Rapid Spin as well, if there was any doubt. But with the Quark Drive, the Revival Blessing, and the damage taken on Pommy, it's not being that great of a play in the end.
True, the Bulk Up would have been probably been a way safer bet right here. Taking less damage from the Stomping Tantrum, having a stronger Mark Punch right here, and doing a bunch of damage with another critical hit on the Iron Treads.
Critical hit. God damn, that's a kill from the Iron Treads. How's the Iron Treads been doing this season? It's been, I feel like it's a strong Mon.
Yeah, we can check right here the stats from the Iron Treads on the team from the Townsville Tyranitars, and if I check real quick,
look at this privileged information.
Let's see. Iron Treads in the first week got 5 kills. Second week didn't come. Then 1 kill week 3, and no kill there, no kill there, and another kill here. So yeah, 7 kills in the season overall.
That is pretty good performance, I'd say.
But it seems that the Archidred of Azumarill was enough to kill the Treads right there, and this is a big 5-0 win in the finals of the PBA, and that means that the first champion of the PBA is going to be Coach Lars with the Borussia Donphan. We of course here in the studio we congratulate Coach Lars and his team for that amazing success right here. Great season overall. And a well-deserved win in the end, because in this match, till the end, it was very difficult for Razor to actually get a hand into this match.
Yep, the pressure has been so strong. The spikes, the toxic spreading has at the beginning it feels like it was a slow tactic, but in the end, rapidly, this ended up being way too much to handle, especially with both walls gone. The offensive threats of Borussia Donphan was just too much to handle without walls. And still Scizor was in the back, didn't even come out. It could have been very bad in a lot of situations for Coach Razor. Yeah. Unfortunate for him, and fortunately for Lars' fans and Borussia Donphan fans. That's a well-deserved win.
For sure. The pulled doubles and the Cloud's Eye taking all the hits, that I think were the deciding factor in this match. But we will see how Coach Lars and Coach Razor are gonna fight it out, maybe in future leagues as well. In this one, the Borussia Donphan get on ahead with a 5-0 win. And the question goes out to you viewers. What do you think about this match? Who was the MVP of this match? We already thought your guess was to be Azumarill. Is it confirmed again, or did the match prove that someone else was the MVP?
It was Azumarill for me, but now after seeing the match, I'm gonna take it. It's easy to say Chiyu for the offensive pressure, but I think the real pressure were the toxic and spikes, in my opinion, in this match, and the free turns each got against the Gudra. As we said, this was the crucial moment of the match, and it was Cloudshire who did it. No one else did.
Yeah, Cloudshire definitely proving its worth here, taking all the hits, spreading all the toxic and all the spikes. Definitely a worthy MVP spot for this game. But this is for all from us in this show. I hope you did enjoy. Of course, let us know if you want to see more content of PBA TV, of our commentator duo, FranC, of course. Thank you that you joined right from far away from Spain here in the studio to analyze this match for us. Yeah, everyone...
Thank you for bringing me to see this great matches, brother.
Always a pleasure having you here. But yeah, that's all from us. PBA TV, out.